I want to welcome you to the February online Grow Groups Leadership Lab. As you received in the email, we're not having a lab this month, but I wanted to take some time to kind of go through some of the information that we learned from the survey that was taken in December and January. Give you a chance to look through some of the results of that survey and also give you a chance to take some time and reflect on the results in relation to your group. Just to give you some quick stats on groups and also on the survey, approximately 160 people have participated in groups this year. They may have only attended once, or they may have attended as a guest and or may be attending as guests now and not actually joined a group. But about 160 people have participated. Of those 160, 143 or 89% of them participated in this survey. And so I find that pretty remarkable participation in a survey. And so it gives us some pretty good indicators, some pretty good insight into how people are viewing grow groups at this point in the new ministry. Just a few things to note here. You can see the age ranges. We've got a pretty good, pretty diverse group of people that both are participating in our groups, but also have participated in the survey as well. And you can see the age range from the lowest group actually being the 18 to 29 group, and the group with the most participation is our 50 to 59 age group. Gender, you can see, is pretty well divided down the middle as far as male and female participating in the survey. The majority of people that are both involved in our groups and that participated in the survey are married couples, and that's reflected in the participation there. And you can also see the breakdown of the kids living at home. Now, moving along, you can see the reason that people listed as their reason for joining or visiting a grow group if they haven't actually developed. 61.8%, 62% of the people involved in the survey listed that they wanted to develop deep relationships with other Christians as one of the primary reasons that they joined a group. Second, at 42.7%, they wanted to grow in my relationship with Christ. And these responses, they were allowed to indicate as many as they wanted to. So you'll notice that the numbers add up to way more than 100. But the most common was to develop deep relationships with other Christians. And second was to grow in a relationship with Christ. And that's what we expect to see. And that's really what the purpose of grow groups was designed around, to connect people in relationship and to help them to grow deeper through those relationships. On the next slide, you see the characteristic that people valued most in their group. As they're looking to join a group, and as we looked at the quality characteristics that we talked about in small groups, which one have the highest value among the members? And care was the highest rated characteristic in the group. You can see the rest of them breaking down their authenticity being second, safety being third, and so forth. Now, once people participated in group, we asked them to rate the quality of each characteristic in their group, and you can see the averages of each of the quality characteristics. And I think overall people are saying that they have experienced a high degree of quality in each one of the areas, each one of the characteristics that we've asked them to discuss. The highest being that of safety, care being up there as well, the lowest being growth, and we'll get to that, a little more on that at the next slide. The next question we asked them was, what characteristic would you like to see your group improve on the most? And 53.7% of the survey respondents said that they would like to see more emphasis, more improvement on growth. And there's a lot of different ways that you can look at that. One way to look at it is, well, that's our primary purpose, and if people want to see that improve, then maybe we're not doing a very good job. Or the other way to look at it is that people recognize, hey, this is what these groups are about, and I want to be sure that the opportunity for growth is the best that it can be. Either way, it's pretty clear what the participants want to see improvement on, and that is growth through these groups. Next, we ask people to indicate how they're involved in groups. Most of the folks have been involved since the beginning. We have some folks that registered but did not participate. We have some guests and some folks that joined after the registration. The majority of people that are currently involved in groups feel like that their level of participation is adequate. And most of those folks are involved 3 times or more a month on average. And so that's good to see. When folks miss, some of the factors that contribute most to their absence are shown here. The vast majority of folks indicated either family issues or there were others, and within those others responses were a lot of things that related to either work or family issues. From those that signed up or visited and no longer participate in a grow group, as you can see, most of the people that participated in the whole survey, it didn't apply to them. But the one response that got the highest response from folks is that they have too many things going on in their life right now, whether that's personal things going on, things with work, even things with church. Some of the other responses included just with all the things going on in church and the different programs that they're a part of, they didn't feel like that they could commit themselves to being a part of a grow group. But really just the pace of life, the amount of things going on in a person's life was really the number one factor in people not participating in a grow group. Now the next question really gets to our core purpose of groups at Pleasant Ridge. The purpose of our grow groups is to help our members and guests grow in Christ as we study, share, and serve in deep relationships with one another. How effective do you feel your group is in fulfilling this purpose in your life? And the majority of people indicated that it was either somewhat or very effective. The totals there come up to just a little over or right at 79% feel like that their groups are effective in fulfilling this purpose in your life. 14% said they were unsure. 7% indicated that they felt it was somewhat ineffective. And some of the comments that we received on that in asking people to explain, a lot of those had to do with the fact that they felt like groups were so new they really couldn't say, or they were unsure as to really how effective that the groups were going to be at meeting our primary purpose for the groups. The overall experience with grow groups is very positive. 65.5% of people said that their overall experience is very positive. You add the somewhat positives into that, and you get a very high overall rating of experience in the groups to this point. There were some that indicated they had somewhat of a negative experience, and their reasons for listing that varied quite a bit. As you think about some of the results of the survey, I've got some questions that I would like for you to spend some time reflecting on. Number one, what things stand out from the survey results? Were there any surprises? Anything that you see in there that you didn't expect? Secondly, how do the results relate to your group? As you think about your group and where you're at, how do these results relate to your group? And then finally, what actions, if any, do we need to take based on these results? And I would encourage you to get with your host and your facilitator, get together and kind of process through and reflect through these results as well. You can get all of the survey responses, all the individual information that I put in a report for our elders. That document is available on the website. You'll get a lot of the individual responses to some of the questions that allowed for other responses or explanations. And also at the end, I've included several pages that break down some of the information into the different age categories. So if your group is primarily an 18 to 29 or a 30 to 39-year-old group or a 50 to 59-year-old group, you can look at some of the survey responses based on the group of people that comprise your group. And so that might be helpful in kind of breaking down a little more information and getting into some of the more detailed responses on those questions. But thank you for taking time to listen to this. I hope this will be helpful as leaders as you look to the next several months of how you can make group life better for your members. And as always, if you have any questions or need any assistance with this information, please give me a call, shoot me an email. I'd be glad to spend some time with you on this. Have a great month. We'll see you soon.